A single trade just moved 23 million worth of XRP in 60 seconds. That's not a typo. 60 seconds. While you were scrolling through social media or grabbing your morning coffee, someone just executed a trade that signals something massive is happening in the cryptocurrency market right now. And if you're not paying attention, you're about to miss the biggest wealth transfer opportunity of 2026. Today, January 17, 2026, the altcoin market is showing signs that experts have been predicting for months. XRP just proved it with numbers that Wall Street can't ignore. A $23 million transaction in 1 minute isn't just impressive, it's a declaration. The altcoin season isn't coming anymore. It's already here. Let me give you the context that mainstream media won't tell you. In the first week of January 2026, XRP gained 25% while Bitcoin only moved 5.5%. Read that again. While everyone obsesses over Bitcoin's every move, XRP is outperforming the king of crypto by nearly 5 times. That's not luck. That's a fundamental shift in market dynamics. But the real story goes deeper than 1 week of price action. XRP ETFs, which launched in November 2025, have absorbed $1.3 billion in just 50 days without a single day of net outflows. Think about what that means. Institutional investors are pouring money into XRP at a pace that suggests they know something retail investors are still trying to figure out. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Exchange-held XRP has dropped 57%, falling from 3.76 billion tokens to just 1.6 billion tokens. That's the lowest level in 7 years. When coins leave exchanges, it means holders are moving them to cold storage. They're not planning to sell. They're planning to hold for the long term. This is exactly the supply shock that precedes massive price movements. Standard Chartered, one of the world's most respected financial institutions, just released a prediction that XRP could hit 8 TAU in 2026. That's not some random crypto influencer making wild claims for clicks. That's a bank with $800 billion in assets telling their clients that XRP has serious upside potential. Their reasoning: ETF inflows and RLUSD adoption are creating perfect conditions for explosive growth. Speaking of RLUSD, Ripple just expanded its strategic collaboration with BNY, making them the primary reserve custodian for RLUSD. BNY isn't some startup. They're a 240-year-old financial institution managing trillions of dollars. When legacy banking partners with crypto infrastructure at this level, you're watching the old financial system merge with the new one in real time. Ripple's regulatory wins keep stacking up too. They just received approval from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority for both an electronic money institution license and crypto asset registration. This isn't just paperwork. This is Ripple getting permission to expand into UK financial institutions, opening doors to partnerships worth billions of dollars. But XRP isn't the only altcoin making noise today. Axie Infinity exploded 32.59% in the last 24 hours, making it the top gainer across the entire cryptocurrency market. Ronin jumped 15.37%. The Sandbox Quant and Alchemy Pay are all posting double-digit gains. When you see this kind of coordinated movement across multiple altcoins, it's not random. It's rotation. Big money is rotating out of Bitcoin dominance and into alternative cryptocurrencies. The total cryptocurrency market cap sits at $3,022 trillion today, down just 0.24%. That's essentially flat. But look beneath the surface and you see Bitcoin slightly down, while dozens of altcoins are surging. This is textbook altcoin season behavior. Bitcoin consolidates or pulls back slightly, and altcoins run wild. Now let's talk about Ethereum because this story ties everything together. Wall Street analyst Tom Lee, who has one of the best track records for crypto predictions, just said Ethereum could hit $9,000 in early 2026. That's a 177% increase from current prices. His reasoning is backed by data that should terrify traditional payment processors. Cathie Wood's ARK Investment Management released research showing that stablecoins processed over $15 trillion in payment volume during 2024. That's more than Visa and MasterCard combined. Let me repeat that because it's genuinely shocking. Cryptocurrency stablecoins, which most people still don't understand, are already processing more money than the 2 largest payment networks on Earth. Ethereum is the infrastructure powering most of these stablecoin transactions. When Tom Lee predicts $9,000 Ethereum, he's not guessing. He's calculating the value of being the railroad tracks for a $15 trillion payment system that's growing exponentially. But here's where predictions get wild. Crypto influencer Bird just made a claim that's either genius or insane. He says that by the end of 2026, 5,000 XRP will equal the value of 1 Bitcoin. Do the math. If Bitcoin stays around $95,000, that means XRP would hit 1840. That's a 794% gain from current levels. Is that realistic? Let's be honest, it's aggressive. But 3 months ago, most analysts would have called a $1.3 billion XRP ETF inflow in 50 days unrealistic too. The crypto market has a funny way of making impossible predictions look conservative in hindsight. What's driving all of this? Regulation. The same thing that scared crypto investors for years is now becoming the catalyst for explosive growth. The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act is heading to Senate committee markup in January 2026. The Genius Act stablecoin framework is set for implementation this year. These aren't small regulatory tweaks. These are comprehensive frameworks that will allow trillions of dollars in institutional capital to finally enter the crypto market without legal uncertainty. And there's serious discussion about the United States government buying Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. When the Treasury Department starts treating Bitcoin like gold, every pension fund, endowment, and sovereign wealth fund on Earth gets permission to do the same. That's not millions of dollars entering crypto. That's trillions. Professor Carol Alexander from the University of Sussex predicts Bitcoin will trade in a high volatility range between $75,000 and $150,000 throughout 2026, with $110,000 as the center of gravity. That kind of range creates incredible opportunities for altcoins to outperform, which is exactly what we're seeing today. The market structure is shifting right before our eyes. Bitcoin ETFs have pulled in $753 million recently. Ethereum ETFs absorbed $130 million. XRP ETFs grabbed $1.3 billion in less than 2 months. Institutional adoption isn't a future event anymore. It's the current reality. But not everything is green today. The market still has losers. Volta crashed 20.5% and Decred dropped 13.96%. This isn't a rising tide lifting all boats. This is sophisticated money moving strategically, pumping winners and dumping losers. The gap between quality projects and garbage is widening, and it's only going to get worse for low-quality tokens. So what does all of this mean for you? If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for perfect clarity, you're going to miss it. The smart money doesn't wait for CNBC to announce that altcoin season has arrived. They watch the data. They see 23 million XRP trades executing in 60 seconds. They notice exchange balances dropping to 7-year lows. They track institutional inflows hitting record levels. The next few months will separate those who understood what was happening in January 2026 from those who figured it out too late. XRP's performance, Ethereum's institutional adoption, and the regulatory framework falling into place are all pieces of the same puzzle. We're watching the cryptocurrency market graduate from speculation to legitimate asset class in real time. The $3.22 trillion market cap we have today could look small by the end of 2026 if these trends continue. When traditional finance fully integrates with crypto infrastructure, when stablecoins replace international wire transfers, when every major bank offers crypto custody services, the total addressable market expands from millions of retail traders to billions of people and trillions in institutional capital. That $23 million XRP trade in 60 seconds wasn't just a transaction, it was a signal. The question is whether you're paying attention to what it's telling you, because in markets that move this fast, the difference between life-changing wealth and missing the opportunity entirely comes down to recognizing the signs before everyone else does. This is altcoin season 2026, and the data suggests we're just getting started.